What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the AM, guys. Welcome to 5 Minute Rants, the show predicated on the journey of life and business. I'm your host, Michael Abernathy, and welcome back to the show, everybody. So today, guys, I wanted to just jump straight into it, and I really wanted to talk about our culture and our society as consumers. And I wanted to talk about it from this aspect. I really believe that socially and as people, we tend to be past focused. And what that means is we are constantly in this state of running away from who we are and the decisions we've made. And we don't face the things that we've done, and we don't grow, and we don't learn, and we don't move forward. And as a result, we're actually never going anywhere, because see, when you're constantly looking behind you, you're actually constantly running in circles. Because you can't run forward if you're looking behind you without looking off to the side, and you're slowly drifting around in a big circle. And I'm saying this because you can see it. You can see it in a lot of how we consume. You can see it in a lot of our identity, how it's caught up in brands. And I'm not saying you don't need to, love your stuff or love being attached to something. What I am saying is we use that as a mask to hide who we authentically are. And then we never really grow. We never change. We never move forward. And I really believe that this is a major problem. And if you listen to the last episode, it's about being short-term versus long-term thinking. If you haven't listened to that, you need to, because this is part of short-term thinking, to where we're constantly running away from the past or whatever pain that we've got under there. And everybody's got their crap. Everybody has got their stories. Everybody has got all the stuff they've had to work through, their problems, regrets, poor decision-making. But instead of learning from the regrets, instead of learning from the things, we run around just trying to hide it and bury it because we don't want to feel it anymore. And when you become emotionally based decision maker because you're constantly trying not to feel the pain of things and you're constantly running away from that, it's actually very destructive. It's very destructive in life. And it's really interesting because in business, it's not emotional based decision making, and it's not emotional based thought process, right? And I'm not talking about like your gut feelings or making a gut call. But what I am talking about is when you're really running a business, everything needs to be processed out. Everything needs to be repeatable. Everything needs to be logical and systematic in a way that produces the same results over and over and over and over again. But when we're constantly running from the past, we're never actually building for the future. My partner and I talk about this all the time. We're never building for today. Everything that is happening today, we built 10 years ago. And so we're constantly building 10 years from now. Wherever we want to be in 10 years, that's where we're building from. And that can only happen when you really choose to face the decisions you've made that got you to the place where you are standing right now today. And if you're not going to face those things, and if you're not going to look at those things, whatever they are, good or bad, and not even really good or bad, it's all good, honestly, if you learn from it. It's really painful or not painful. And if you're not going to take a moment to look at the painful things or the non-painful things, you're never actually going to create and change to move forward. And as a result, you actually move into what's now called insanity, trying the same thing over and over and over and over, hoping to get a different result, but you don't. And you find yourself in the same position or possibly in a worse position in the next 10 years and in the next 5 years. And I'm saying this because I really think the short-term thinking, just in the long-term effect short-term thinking has is so detrimental. And if that's not something you're looking at, if you're not looking at how you're making either emotional decisions because you don't want to face your past, or you're making short-term decisions because you don't want to face your past, any of those decision types that you're making, they have such detrimental consequences in your life. And most people don't catch them because, see, the time for the consequences is so slow. It's so drawn out. This goes back to the Life is Slow episode if you haven't listened to that. But the time for you to see the failure and the consequences is so drawn out. Sometimes it's really hard to make a connection. Like there's stuff that we're constantly going through, right? That we started 5 years ago, and now we're feeling the results of it. Okay. Like everybody thinks that, oh, the event just happened. Oh, it's this big thing. It just happened. It doesn't work that way. Life works incrementally in small steps with a direct long-term goal. Anywhere you drive, anywhere you walk, that's the easiest place to see this principle. You've got to have a destination to get there. And then you got to cover each centimeter and each inch of ground to get there 1 inch at a time. Anyways, guys, I'm out of time, so I'll catch you on the flip side. Peace.